All right, and we're live.
Perfect. So maybe
Okay, so,
all say our names.
sorry, go ahead.
Maybe should we all say our names just so we know who's in the group?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Julia.
I'm Rachel.
Gloria.
Okay, what I was thinking was we could each take one of these bullet points and just so there's like not a lot of
Talk over.
talk over. Because I think it'd be fine if we were all just together, but because someone has to watch this and it gets confusing when a lot of people are talking.
Okay.
So does anybody want to take, and then we can like add things after, someone said their spiel. But do you guys want to pick one?
I will choose. I'll take the first two since neither of those are very long. I think that would be fine if they squished them together.
I think it's the third one.
Okay.
I'm trying to find where we're at.
Okay, I'll take the fourth one, and then if L'Oreal will take the fifth one, and we can just determine, talk about the last one. I think it's pretty easy.
Okay, perfect.
Where are you guys at exactly? Because I can't find.
Okay, so if you go
Sorry,
lesson 4, teach one another the group case study instructions.
okay.
There should be a link that'll take you to the case study page.
Okay, I was looking at a different one. Come on.
Okay. Do you have that pulled up yet?
Yeah, it's loading, but I'm on the group case study instructions.
Okay. Maybe I'll just read the case and then talk about the first two, and then hopefully it'll be loaded by that point.
Okay.
Okay, so it's ethics case study 1, beneficence and malfeasance, I think is how you say that. It says, I'm a CTRS working in a community recreation program. I enjoy teaching yoga and have decided that my skills should be used with my traumatic brain injury survivor group. Some of these clients have difficulty with balance and coordination. In addition, group goals for the program are to create independence and provide a weekly opportunity for the members of the group to coordinate and gain leisure education skills. So, I think for the behavior, this is just kind of what I thought, is maybe teaching the class to that group, just because, like, if they already have problems with balance, if you're teaching an entire group, maybe it wouldn't be the safest for them, especially where they have suffered a traumatic brain injury. Like, if they fall at all, then you might have a problem on your hands. So, like, every client would almost have to have somebody there with them to make sure that they don't fall. So that's what I did for the behavior. And the professional relevance that I thought would go along with this would be like risk management and just making sure that you're prepared for the activities that you're going to be teaching, and kind of foresee anything that might happen that might cause harm to the patients or the clients or the participants, whatever you want to say. So if you guys have any feedback, you can add it now. Looks like L'Oreal and Rachel are good. Did you have any, Stephanie?
We'll move on to differentiate personal and or professional values and ideas. So when I thought of these ones, I thought like her personal values would be like how beneficial she thinks yoga is. And like she's saying that she thinks yoga would work best for them, but she hasn't really given any like evidence to prove that. Yoga we usually like think of as a lot more of like stress management and those kind of things, which she hasn't really talked about that much, and that's where more of the research is behind it. But professionally, it is something that a lot of people can do. There are so many variations to yoga, and that the ideals for it, the ideal would be that like some people, depending on their abilities, could either do like chair yoga or they could do variations of different poses so that everyone remains safe and that everyone can stay within their limits so that no harm comes to the clients. And so I think professionally she's just thinking that this would be the best way to get a group together, and that this is something that a lot of different people can do because they can gauge it on their own like how they're doing themselves. Like when you go to yoga, you don't just show up and the teacher says you have to do this, this, and this. They'll give you options. They'll teach you like you could do this instead of this. If this hurts, do this. So it allows the client to become more independent. It tells them like it makes them listen to their body, which can be very beneficial. And so yeah, I think just like the personal part is that she's thinking like, oh, I'm good at yoga, which means that it's going to be beneficial. But if she backs up what she says, then it'll be okay. So, yep. Any comments? We're good. Sweet.
Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Consider legal duties. Well, kind of how you said you have to back it up with research, but also she needs to make sure that she has proof of like her license or whatever to teach yoga, her whatever certified to teach yoga, so that doesn't become an issue. Be letting the participants aware of the pros and cons of participating in this, the risks that might be involved, so they're not just following her word that it'll be beneficial. Getting their consent. Sorry. Yeah. Anybody have anything else to add? Just covering her tracks so that if anything were to happen, that legally she did everything by the book and wouldn't be sued.
Yeah, I think that's good. She has all the right certifications and stuff like that.
Oops. All right. So with the ethical obligations, like you touched on a little bit, Stephanie, just like informed consent, the podcast talked about consent, autonomy, making sure that they're making the choices to do the things they want to, and like Rachel was saying, like the participants know that they don't have to do everything in the yoga class. They can choose to participate in different poses and things like that. And so just following those guidelines that the CTRS Code of Ethics, I think that'll be an important thing to follow as well.
I also think like making it to her client's skill level, because
Yeah.
like I don't think it's ethical if you're like, yeah, let's do all these crazy poses, and they can't do them. Like, that would just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. So, like, making sure that she's doing her class to, like, the needs of the people she's working with.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and I worked in assisted living, and we do chair yoga with them. But, like, we wouldn't make them, these 80-year-old people, get down and do downward facing dog on the floor. Like, that would just be, that'd be awful. And so, yeah, just making sure that it's to their ability and their skill level.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think you would also really need to know the clients as well, especially where they have like traumatic brain injury. Maybe some of them think like, oh yeah, I could totally do that, and then just kind of being able to pace them out based off of your knowledge of their abilities.
Right.
Just in case, you know, I've never worked with anybody with a traumatic brain injury, but I can imagine that like it's frustrating for them to learn all of these limitations that they have now. So
So what actions do we take?
I think that we kind of touched on them. Like you said, Rachel, you said that she would have to have a bunch of research to be able to back up what she was doing. And then we talked about certification, like having certification for teaching yoga, and just kind of covering her tracks as far as like research goes, and like yeah.
Yeah, I think if she has that, then I think yoga would be great for this population. Especially if she's done research on maybe specifics for this population, specific modifications, specific things that would benefit them, that population, rather than something that would benefit, I don't know, someone with cerebral palsy or something like that. I guess that is kind of a brain injury.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Any other comments?
I don't think so. Do we want to like cut the live feed, but then talk about when we can meet again? Like when's a good time for us to meet?
Yeah, we can do that. I will stop broadcasting.